Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday morning. New month, new month. I want to hop on. Finally, I've been wanting to do this all week. So if you're hopping on with me live, say hello. If not, hashtag replay. Love to hear who is watching. So I believe Courtney put it out to some of us. I don't know if it was for everybody or anyways, whatever. So she asked some of us to hop in to the Team Canada group. Hey, Jenna. Hey, Kelsey. And, talk about whatever we wanted to talk about. So I felt like it was fitting to hop in here today because it's Sunday morning and it's super rainy. And I don't know, it's Sunday morning. It's a good time to hop in. And talk about my journey and talk about how in 16 months, I went from wanting to make only $200 extra a month to wanting way more and achieving way more. Anyways, hey, Andrea. So in the beginning, how I got started with Zaya is, I was trying to find a side gig. I needed a little bit of extra money, swimming in debt, swimming on that hamster wheel. So I saw Courtney's ad. Hey, Courtney. And I was drawn to it. So I answered the ad and we went back and forth. And then my husband happened to be out of town for 2 weeks up in a remote community policing. He's an OPP officer. So he was up there policing for 2 weeks. So I was waiting for him to come home because I honestly didn't know how I would spend $600. Because at the time it was like almost $600 with the tax and the shipping to become a Zaya rep. And I knew I wanted to do it. I had that feeling. I knew I could do it. And the more posts I saw from Courtney and from Tammy, and I can't remember who else I kept following some of the other girls that were in the beginning. I'm like, yes, I want to do this. I want to do this. I remember being in this group and there was only 30 of us. It was crazy. And then being in the Discover group when there was only 11 people. So it was nuts. And I knew I wanted to do it. And finally, Serge came home and I said, I showed, because I had talked to him about it over the phone, but I really wanted to talk to him because, at the time, $600 was a lot of money. We could have been putting $600 towards our debt. But again, we were on this hamster wheel of credit cards being almost maxed, interest coming out of our yin yang. I was like, literally, I was doing every dollar. I was budgeting every month and trying to figure out how to pay down our debt. And we were putting little dents here and there. I said, you know what? I need to start making extra money. This is what I need to do. So I said, oh yeah, it'd be awesome if I could just make an extra $200 a month. Had no previous direct sales experience, had barely been posting on Facebook. I had friends on Facebook. I post once in a while, but I had no idea how to market myself on Facebook. Nothing. So I join, I'm excited, I start my group, I start my page. I was super salesy. I still managed to get, I think, at least $700 in sales that much. I was so excited. My first commission check was like $110. And it was like, wow, I made $110. This is amazing. And like back then I said, as long as I get my starter pack paid off in a couple of months, this will be great. Hey, Angela and Christine. So anyways, I'm plugging along, and if anything, I knew that I needed to be consistent, and I was like engulfed in watching YouTube videos and reading and learning and trying to figure out what to do to be successful in this business. And I still am to this day. I still am learning. I have not figured it out. And I don't think I'll have figured out in a year from now or 2 years from now. This is one of the most important things about businesses is that you cannot stop growing. You have to continue growing. So I've been growing since day one. I've been making mistakes since day one. I've had failures since day one. I have learned from my failures since day one. And that's one of the reasons why I am where I am today. So second month, I was like, yes, I got over 1,000 in sales. So then I ended up with the 28% and I was super pumped. And then I finally, my first 2 months paid off. Then in June, I got my first 2 recruits and that was like awesome. And then July, like a year ago, I double ranked and that was just like the best thing ever. And then I remember like always wanting more. So I think my commission just started slowly going up. And yes, I was told and I knew that it was going to take time to build. I had read Darren Hardy's The Compound Effect, which is a book that you all should read. It took me about 6 months to read it because I would read like 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. I was listening to Darren Hardy's Darren Daily, where he has this 5-minute like podcast video, or I used to get it emailed to me every day, and I still watch it. He's really good. So basically saying it's compounding. It's like anything in life. Think about how or lost weight. It's a compound effect. You didn't gain 40 pounds overnight. You didn't lose 40 pounds overnight. It was a compound effect. So the same goes with this business. Guys, you cannot jump into this business. And some of you may had awesome first months. And that's great because you might have a lot of great family and friends that are supporting you. And that's awesome. And that's what I had at the beginning. But I knew they're not going to be buying $200, $300 from me every month. I had to expand my business. I had to grow my VIP group. I had to do parties for people I didn't know. I had to put myself out there, and I had to do that almost on a daily basis. It's important to always grow on a daily basis. Your business, your mindset, just personal development. And that is one of the biggest things in this business. If you're going to be successful, is to continue growing and being consistent. So I learned that early on, which I think is very valuable. So I was lucky that I got a digital copy of The Compound Effect so I could read it whenever I wanted. And it literally took me about 5 or 6 months to read it. And I think I'm going to read it again soon. So that being said, I grew my group. I offered incentives. I did lots of draws at the beginning. I offered my 25% discount, which that is a mistake. I realized that once you start offering that as either a prize or an incentive to buy, like I use that to sometimes get a little bit more sales. Yeah, people start expecting that. So if you are going to use your 25% discount, if you want to offer it, I would just offer it to VIPs in private and explain why you're doing that. Otherwise, forget it. You're not making any money. It's twice as much as work. You have to put the order in and you get no commission from it. They're getting 25% off. So like, it just depends how you want to use it, right? But I would use that very sparingly. You're better off to buy a $25 gift card and take the money, and people will spend, obviously you have to spend more than $25. Nothing's 25 bucks in our shop. So anyways, so I kept growing. Then I hit director in September, and I was so excited. This was like a huge thing. Then I was like, yes, I'm going to hit senior director in October. Didn't happen. And then it kind of got me down. And then November, I'm like, I'm going to hit director. And then I even had my sales just went down month to month to month from that. And then my vibe went down. My mindset went down. I was starting to burn out. I think I was trying too hard. I didn't let it come to me as naturally as it is now. I was still consistent, still very consistent. December, worst month. I think it was actually worse. No, it wasn't as bad. It was like my second worst month after my first month. And my first month was my first month, and there was barely anything in the shop. At this point, we had a fairly decent shop, but like December, I kind of just gave up. And that was my first mistake. I gave up and I said, January, new year, new beginnings, whatever. I was still consistent. I still posted every day because I wanted to stay in front of people. I wanted to see people to see me, but the buying just wasn't happening. I think I kind of turned a little bit more salesy than serving and sharing. And I even noticed it, and I didn't feel good about it, and it felt kind of icky. But then I said, okay, whatever. I'm going to start fresh in January, which I did. I happened to be in Mexico at the beginning of January. So what I did was I shared a lot of my outfits while I was in Mexico. And I got back, I had tons of orders for Black Everywhere pads, because I wore those quite a bit while I was there, and a few other things that I was wearing while I was in Mexico. So sharing is a big thing. So make sure you're sharing what you're wearing. If you don't have a lot of stuff, mix and match it with things. I didn't have a lot of stuff at first. I couldn't afford to buy a lot of stuff even if I wanted to. So that going forward, then Courtney got into this really deep mindset. She invested into her business, and I got super curious about what she was doing and how, how this is going to work. And I'd already been dabbling. Trust me, I'd already been dabbling with mindset. I'd been doing my 5 gratitudes and my affirmations, but I wasn't doing that consistently. That I was not doing consistently. So I started to consistently do my gratitude and do my affirmations in January. And then I saw Like I had a really great month in January due to all my everywhere except it's not the pants that I've sold, it was the everywhere joggers that I sold. And that else. And it just like, people don't usually buy in January, but it was a good month. And then February was just as good. And then March was when I decided, okay, I'm going to do this. I need to like invest in myself. And here I was a year prior saying, I don't have $600 to invest in. Well, I don't have 10 times as much as that to invest in either. And I did anyways. And it's turned out to be one of the best investments I've ever made. So I've invested in my business and my mindset and my personal life, and things have been completely different. And what the big thing that had, where the pivot that I had in March and not the 2 months prior was the lack of belief of getting there. I was still trying to strive for that senior director. I hit director in September, and I was still 5 months later striving for that senior director, and I finally hit it in March, because I finally believed that it was going to happen. I had a knowing that it was going to happen. I set it as my big goal, this big goal that like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this. And that's the important thing. You don't need to know how. You just have to have that burning desire and that want and knowing and belief that it's going to happen, and like that I am capable of doing it, because we are literally all capable of doing this. I am literally no different than you guys. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I started out not knowing anything about direct marketing, MLMs, nothing. I jumped in and I learned, and I, like I said, consistently was always growing, and I still am consistently always growing. I'm doing it a little bit differently now. I have a program that I am following that is proven to be priceless for me, even though, yeah, I paid quite a bit of money for it. But honestly, I paid that back in the first 2 months, what 6 weeks of my investment. So fast forward, like from March till now, I have, yeah, my income's considerably growing. My team is considerably grown. And yes, that's possibly partly due to COVID, but I really don't think that I would have attracted some of the people that I did, who then I've instilled belief into them in my own team that they are capable of doing whatever they can. And then they've attracted people, and we've all attracted people. Like all of our teams are growing, but my team just, it's grown. Like it's to me, I'm still like, I can't believe like how I went from point A to point B right to this point. But I do believe that believing and knowing that it's going to happen, and growing every day consistently, and being consistent about your personal development is huge part in what you're doing. So like if you tell yourself every day, I'm fat, which I used to do, or I don't like this part of my body, I don't like that part of my body, I wish. Well, guess what? That's a negative attitude. You are going to have negative results. You are going to think negatively about yourself. You are going to think negative. It's going to bring you down. It's going to bring you into a low vibe state. Whereas if you're constantly telling yourself, like every day I tell myself, I am focused and disciplined, because that is something I actually have trouble with. I affirm to myself many times a day that I am focused and disciplined. I am focused and disciplined. I am focused and disciplined. I also affirm that recruiting is easy. Recruiting is easy. My team doubles every month. My team doubles every month. I keep telling myself, and when you actually hear it and you keep telling yourself that, you know you'll have, and you know what? Live as if you were already there. Even if you have that little bit of doubt, live as if, but you will eventually start believing it, and things will change. It is amazing what a good, positive attitude and a belief in what you are capable of doing, knowing that you can do it, will happen. So I hit executive in April. You know what? I hit executive before the end of the month, and my mentor, Kathleen, said, you know what? No, you're going with executive this month. You do it. So she told me, hold that vision right till the end of the month. And I did. I did that for a couple months, and we fell short. And honestly, yeah, maybe the stock would have helped. Maybe there was a little bit of doubt in my mind, but I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to happen. And then July, you look ahead to July. July is going to be amazing. Our stock is not 100%, but it's way better than it has been. We had the 5 releases. I don't know, July was just a really good month for me last year, and I felt like this is my month. This is going to be a great month, and there you go. I thought, okay, as long as I can just get like 100,000 in group sales, this would be awesome. But we blew that number out of the water, which blew me away. So all you guys have to do is believe in yourself. Believe in your capabilities of being a leader. And that is the next thing I really want to talk to you guys about before I end this video, is that yes, I lead a team, but in the end, all of us are leaders, whether you have a team of 1, whether you have a team of 50, whether you do not have a team at all. We are all leaders. We all made a decision to join Zaya and to start our own business, and we are leaders because we have followers, people that follow us in our VIP groups. We have people that follow us on our profile. We have people that follow us, whether it's our teammates, whether it's our customers, whether it's potential reps. People are following and you are inspiring. And that is the most important thing here, is that we all need to believe that we are leaders. I am no more of a leader than any of you guys. You guys are all leaders as well. You're leaders in this industry. You have stepped out of your comfort zone. You have become a Zaya rep and you're going for it. You've got a goal. And that's the other thing you need to know. You need to have that big C goal. You need to have that vision, clear vision of why you're doing this. You need to know why you became. Did you become a rep to get the discount, or did you become a rep to make a difference in other people's lives? So did you become a rep to make $3,000 a month, or did you become a rep to like change your life and leave your job? These are things that you need to ask yourself. These are things you need to figure out, because these are like the belief and knowing that you are a leader. You do not have to have a team to be a leader. You are a leader in this industry because you have decided to become a rep and jump out of your comfort zone, and you have followers that will eventually join you. And some of my people that were in my group joined my team. And oh shoot, I just lost my train of thought. You need to continually develop your sense. And oh yes, know your why. You need to know your why. You have to continue to grow every day. Affirm, that affirmation, that's being grateful, that's reading something, that's listening to a podcast, as it's finding that person. You have to find actually other leaders that inspire you, because in order for you to inspire others, you need to also be inspired. So you need to find somebody. I have about 4 or 5 people that I'm super inspired and that I follow and that I draw from, and then I do my own thing from that. And yeah, and crystal clear why. You guys got to know why you're doing this, because if you don't have that burning desire, reason why you're doing this, then it's kind of just like you're just here and you're throwing up posts every other day and you're just trying to make a couple extra bucks. And to be honest with you, that's probably you're all gonna make, is if you don't understand why you're doing this, then that's not going to come through into your posts or when you're speaking to somebody or throughout your party. You need to be passionate about why you are doing what you're doing with Zaya. All right, that's all I have to say. So in closing, which is I kind of listed all those things, if you've hung on this long, thank you for watching. But the last thing I'm going to say is, you know what, when the going gets tough, when things seem to be tough, don't give up. People are watching. They may not like, they may not comment, they may never say anything. It may take them months to say something, but people are watching you. People are inspired by you. You just have to know that that's happening. And even though you don't see it, it is there. People are watching you. So do not give up. Be consistent, persistent, and do not give up. That is basically what I've done to get from my really early beginnings where I had no friggin' clue what I was doing, and where I am now. And you know what? Yeah, I hit Zaya Executive on Friday, but hey, I've got big goals. I'm still going. I have not taken my foot off the pedal. I want double Zaya Executive. That's what I'm gonna do. That's my next goal, and I want to do it before November, because why the heck not? I don't really want to have to pay for my flights to go to Bermuda next year. So that's my goal. And as well as I want to make a lot more money than I do because I want to put a pool in my new backyard next summer. So these are some of my whys. These are my crystal clear whys. I vision pools in my backyard. I already have the house, which is, I've ticked that off the list. It's not physically here yet. But yeah, tick that off the list. You just got to keep dreaming. You can't just stop at your goal. You got to keep going. You got to, all right, what's next? What's next? And that's basically what I've been doing. And this is why I've been, I guess, fairly successful with what's going on in my business. Anytime you guys need anything, if you have any questions, please, please, please reach out. I'm here to help anyone. You do not have to be part of my downline. And I know some of you already know that. I have my own Dream Team group. And the reason why I called it the Dream Team, it's actually not my group. It's my team group. I'm just the admin on it. I should put everybody as admin, but I don't think I can do that. But like I changed it from it being my group to it's our group. So like if anyone wants to join or needs any sort of help with whatever it is that you need help with, please reach out. I'm here to help. I don't just keep it to just my downline. I've helped a few of you out, and I actually have a few of you in my group that are my sideline. So I'm not trying to take away from Courtney. She's doing an amazing thing in this group. Just that sometimes, you know, you need more than one person to follow. So if you want to follow me, you're more than welcome to join my group. All right, ladies, have a great day on this Sunday. I don't know where you guys are, but, oh, Melanie, thank you. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Let's see who else. Melanie. Hey, Angela. Hey, Shanette. So yes, it's raining here, so it's time for me to go declutter my house. We're putting it up for sale. It's going to be a crazy month, but I'm going to love every minute of it. So you guys all have a great day, and we'll chat soon. Bye.